Hey, it's Andrew Bonderud again. I have a couple more comments on the Yellow Cab Company of Orlando Incorporated versus Jeremy Dewitte et al. It was brought to my attention that when I glossed over the 2014 date and chalked it up to Scrivener's error, I was wrong, and it turns out the incident giving rise to the lawsuit actually apparently did occur more than 8 years ago, August of 2014. And if I had taken a closer look at the exhibits to the complaint, all of it says, all of them say 2014, including even the check that was issued to Jeremy Dewitte. Here's the release of all claims, signed October 3rd, 2014. Here's the check dated October 29th, 2014. It raises the issue. It's a really old claim, so what's going to happen with that? The statute of limitations has run for all of the claims, so what is the plaintiff going to do about it? Well, something else I missed in the complaint is that in paragraph 2, it says the action is within the 4-year statute of limitations pursuant to the tolling provision of Florida Statute 95.031 paren 2A. So it's a 4-year statute of limitations, but the question is, when does the 4-year statute of limitations begin to run? And in this case, because there was intentional concealment of material facts, it's going to run, the 4 years will run from when the plaintiff, the Yellow Cab Company of Orlando, discovered, or should have discovered through the exercise of due diligence, that they had an accrued claim. So 95.031 2A is right here, except as provided in subsections 2 and in section 95.051 and elsewhere in these statutes. The time within which an action shall begin under any statute of limitations runs from the time the cause of action accrues, and then an action founded upon fraud must be begun within the period described in this chapter, with the period running from the time the facts giving rise to the cause of action were discovered or should have been discovered with the exercise of due diligence, instead of running from any date prescribed in section 95.11 paren 3, which is the general statute of limitations section. So it looks like the plaintiff is going to have no problem getting around any defense on the basis of statute of limitations. I also wanted to clarify some earlier comments, specifically before I realized that Jeremy had filed a pro se response right here. I made a comment about the notice for trial that had been, let's see, it's actually in the other case. So Yellow Cab Company, serial number 9782. Yeah, order to consolidate, notice for trial. So Jeremy had actually been served, and Jeremy has responded to the complaint, but I still think the notice for trial was correctly stricken from the docket, because a close look at the letter from Jeremy indicates that he's responding apparently in his own behalf. He doesn't say that he's responding on behalf of Metro State. And so Metro State, as a distinct entity and a distinct and separate defendant in this lawsuit may very well have been served. There's no proof of service on the docket. There's no response from anyone explicitly stating that it's on behalf of Metro State, and the plaintiff also has not filed for any kind of clerk's default against the defendant. And so the case is not at issue. And at issue means what I said earlier, that all the defendants have been served and either haven't responded and a clerk's default has been entered, or all the defendants have filed an answer or something other than like a motion to dismiss, which Jeremy didn't file. And so because Metro State hasn't responded, the case is not at issue and cannot proceed to be set for trial. But at the same time, the plaintiff should be able, as I said earlier, to file a motion for summary judgment and seek to have the case proceed to final judgment promptly. Now, if the plaintiff wants punitive damages to be part of the final judgment, then that would not be able to be assessed in a summary judgment order, meaning the judge on a motion for summary judgment wouldn't be able to say, you know, you get the however many, you know, what is it, total of you get the $82,959.75 plus $1 million in punitive damages. The judge on a motion for summary judgment cannot tack on a specific amount of punitive damages. That has to be what we call liquidated based on a presentation of evidence. So with that, I think I've now clarified a few things and addressed the Yellow Cab lawsuit comprehensively. Look forward to your feedback. Thanks.